Gold this past week essentially just stayed in a consolidation. The prior week, it did this massive sell-off, as we can see here on the charts. And it'll be interesting to see how gold behaves, especially because now it looks like NFP, which is non-farm payrolls, is on track to be the first Friday of November. And if you remember back, they did not have one for October due to a lot of things happening inside of the US government. So for this week, if you're looking for a game plan in order to tackle NFP week, then you are in the right place, because in this video, I'm going to share my entries, my exits, and my profit target zones for the gold market. Now, as usual, let's go ahead and go to the weekly time frame, and let's just take a quick look at how this past week just closed. The market closed not too long ago, but we can see that price did come down all the way to, what is this, 38.86, and prior, it hadn't been at this point since earlier in October. So we all have experienced this run up inside of the gold market, and hopefully you have taken some profits by following these videos. I know I have received messages from people saying that they have, so hopefully you have too, and I definitely have been profiting from this market. I've basically just been playing it cool because of all the pullbacks, because I'm still bullish on this market, even though I understand that we are now in a correction. So we can see very clearly that price came all the way down here, and it did end the week a little bit higher, so that's really cool, and that'll be interesting to see how it's going to be affected this upcoming week. So let's just go ahead and go to the daily time frame. Okay, so here on the daily time frame, we can see very clearly we do have some levels of market structure, and I'm just going to delete some of these levels just because we may have new price levels for this upcoming week, especially because we do have some new price action in here. The first thing that I see that's very interesting to me is the fact that we do have this bullish engulfing candle right here, and it did form a level of support. Even though we did have a level that formed support last week, and this level that I'm talking about is at 39.49, really close to 39.50. And before we get too far along, I want to just call out some of these old levels in case you weren't with us in the prior weeks when we marked up these levels on the chart. So the first level is going to be at 43.78. This level sitting right here is at 43.12, and then this level here is at 42.04, and then we have this other level that is sitting at 41.56. And next we have this really bright yellow key zone here, and this is sitting at 40.57, and I just called out this level right here. And next we're going to call out this yellow level, which is at 38.95. And then there's some other levels down here that I'll probably call out on other time frames, because for right now, let me see, I think we probably want to call out this level here since price is kind of close. This other level is sitting at 34.96. And one thing that you should probably see by now, that when you draw levels on your chart, even if price moves far, far away like it did right here, it will eventually come back, or at least get really close like we're seeing right here. So now we don't have to do any extra work. We're just calling out levels that we marked weeks ago or almost a month ago. So really cool there. But anyway, looking at the daily time frame, we do have this strong bullish engulfing candle, and I think that's all I'm going to talk about here on the daily time frame. Let's go ahead and go to the H4 time frame and see if there's any more levels that we need to call out. But before we get into the H4 time frame, if you are looking for a way in order to get more help inside of your trading, then you definitely want to check out the Profitable Traders Academy. You can find it at LaKieshaTrades.com, where essentially you will see how some of our current traders are progressing inside of the market in as little as months. And some people are funded, and some people are making consistent profits inside of the market because they have the structure and the support from me inside of the Profitable Traders Academy. So go ahead and go to LaKieshaTrades.com in order to check that out. And if you are more newer in your journey and you're looking for confidence in taking your first trades and understanding the market, then the Trading Launchpad is going to be the product for you. You can go ahead and check it out at thetradinglaunchpad.com. Go ahead and see how all of this can help you, especially if you are newer in your journey and you're looking for that support and structure. And I'm also there helping out every single week live on calls. And then also you can also get my support inside of the community where you're at in your current journey. Okay, so going back to the H4 time frame, we can see a lot more data here. So this level I'm probably going to get rid of for now, but this level I do like, and I will call this out. This level right here is at 38. 45 roughly. And I believe we called out this on the last time frame, 37.95. But then I also see another level that I want to call out here, 37.60. And then this last level at 37.21. Okay, so now that we have a lot of levels here on this H4 time frame that we could possibly look at, I want you to pay attention to something. Okay, so I want you to pay attention to this level right here, especially when we get down to the H1 time frame. It's going to make a lot more sense there. But for right now, there's really nothing else that I see that I want to mark off on the H4. Let's go to the H2 and peep at that really quick just to see if there's anything that we want to change or update. So we just marked off this level. I still think this is the level for us. So let's go down to the H1 time frame because I don't see anything really on H2 that I want to adjust. Let me make these candles bigger. They do get tinier. Okay, cool. I like this. All right. So now we can see this level very, very clearly. I do believe that this is the support or the resistance level that we need to focus on for this zone right here, even though we do have price that popped up, came down, came up, rejected. So still a very valid level to pay attention to inside of the markets. Now, as far as marking up any additional levels, I don't see anything that I really want to change just because my levels in the past were so good and I just want to keep them for right now. Yes, we do have some price action in here, but price came down, came back up, down, back up a little bit, but then it really did push. So there's really nothing to do right there. So I want to keep those levels as they are. So let's go ahead and talk about my game plan for this upcoming week. Now, very obviously to me, I do see this level of support that was formed pretty much towards the end of today. And when I talk about today, I'm actually filming this on Friday. You will see it on Saturday. But right here, price formed a support. And I'm looking at this level just to see if price is going to respect this level or reject it. So pretty much what I'm looking at is I'm looking to see if it maintains this level and then continues to push up first through here and then through here. That's going to be an idea that I have for the markets this upcoming week. And then also another thing that I'm looking at is a potential deeper retracement. So obviously right here, this is a level that price has somewhat respected a number of times in the past. Doesn't mean that it's going to respect it in the future, especially if there's a lot of volume inside of the market. It could just push straight through this. And then possibly I'm looking at this zone right here. We do have rejection, rejection, rejection all throughout here. But really, I would be looking for something around this 38.97 zone as far as a deeper retracement. That would, for me, would be the last place that I would look for continued buys at this moment because price has respected this level. And then it came to this level really closely and then it continued to push up. It made a little minor high, but it still counts. So if price was to bounce off of the zone and then continue to push up to here, that would be my target. And then of course, if price continues to move bullish, so let's just say that there's a gap up or something like that on Sunday night. Sometimes there is. And what I would want to see, I want to see a price respect this level right here at 40.28. And if it does, there's a little bit of room in here, not a whole lot for me, but I would want to see some sort of price action, basically some sort of continuation above this level at 40.57 going all the way up to 41.56, and that is almost 1,000 pips. It sounds insane, but we have seen in this market where price action has moved 2,300 pips down. It moved thousands of pips up. So anything is possible, especially in the current climate that we're in with all of the tariff talks and so many other things that is being discussed these days. But we just want to make sure that we're ready for both sides. So that's my idea pretty much to here. And then of course, if price continues to push up, obviously I will be tracking price action all the way up, pretty much up to these levels. But let's just keep it for right here for right now, because that's going to be pretty much one of those immediate levels that I will be looking for in terms of continued buying. All right, so let's look more below this zone. Since this is the key zone on my chart, I would want to make sure that I see some sort of break and retest underneath here. So going from 38.94 all the way down to 37.96, that would be a selling idea for me. So when I mean break and retest, I literally mean for a price to come down to this level, break it, and then stop somewhere here and then retest this level and then continue to push down to around this level. And of course, price can continue to go down, but that's what I would be looking for. Like I said, I'm still bullish in this market, but essentially these are all the different ideas that I have for the gold market for this upcoming week. If you found this helpful, go ahead and like and subscribe to this channel so that way you don't miss any of the other amazing videos that I post on this channel. And on the screen, you're going to see some videos. Feel free to click on any of those in order to help you on your trading journey, and I'll see you in the next one.